Sucker, your parole officer hasn't been born yet." He got the point, and the quote became a legendary response for both jurists and defendants. I learned from bitter personal experiences that one hand washes the other in life. On the street, maybe that's not so true. A favor will kill you faster than a bullet, so watch whom you grant them to. That's street smart written in stone. Pass it on. No use getting into empty trouble or a lost cause. Street smart is intuition mixed with common sense, but not necessarily intelligence. There are plenty of smart people, educated types, who you'll surely meet, but you'll meet very few street smart guys. The biggest asset I brought to the bench was my exposure to the streets. It served me well on the bench for 30 years and over 60,000 cases. What I learned on the streets, you can't get out of a book, law school, or college. I learned about the criminal mind, human nature, all of it. Ain't no wise guy gonna run a game on me, and after reading Street Smart, no wise guy is gonna run a game on you neither. The Honorable New York State Supreme Court Judge Edwin Torres, author of Carlito's Way. Welcome to the Asphalt Jungle. This book is not the usual Horatio Alger happy horseshit notion of the self-help, self-image, self-reliance school of getting ahead. In some ways, this book is a little tart and blunt, so it is not eternally happy and definitely not horseshit. Its contents are based on countless hours of successes, failures, conversations, and confrontations. They're not derived from reading a how-to book. It won't tell you that everything will be all right if you just work even harder, network like a fiend, lean on business contacts, tie on the old-school tie, smile harder, and think optimistically. You can buy the other self-improvement books for that reason. Other advisors, gurus, books, influencers, DVDs, and internet sites were obsolete before the various and sundry waves of COVID hit you in your home and business, and now these other advisors have become dangerous. Whether or not the world tomorrow gets a magic bullet killing COVID, this is the present reality. Instead, what our street scholars are telling you, directly and without a filter, is that using your street smart to spot, seize, exploit, and create a lucky break is mandatory, not just for success, but for survival. To our knowledge, no other personal advice book has ever connected success to survival, but in today's world, it seems more relevant and crucial than ever. Before we introduce ourselves and these scholars, let's get to definitions. We define success as such: being exemplary in your field, accomplishing goals amidst any obstacles and trepidation, and taking advantage of these achievements to improve humanity and the world they inhabit. Wealth and access to people in high places are only a few pieces of the jigsaw puzzle. There are other definitions, but this is not a book on philosophy. For that, feel free to read Plato or Socrates, who both practiced their own version of street smart back in their day. These street scholars, who will tell you how they directly achieved success, come from every walk of life that you can imagine, several races, ethnicities, and income levels. So what exactly are our street scholars directly recounting to you in this book? They're telling you, after a brief introduction from us about our own street education, that they not only believe in the concept of being street smart, but that they also use it every day of their successful lives. They further tell you exact examples of how being street smart has been useful to them without mincing words. For the purpose of emphasis, the rules of present-day political correctness and cancel/woke culture are suspended here. So for those who might be offended, we apologize in advance. These chapters are their street smart memoirs. They use, for the most part, their own words, raw but powerful. Amazingly, their stories overlap in many ways, but also are distinctly different. These street smart memoirs are powerful and perhaps even relatable because you may very well have been aware of being street smart in your life. You have always said that you spotted a brilliant idea.